Hello everyone, greetings from PayTap's technical support team. In this series, you will learn how to integrate with PayTaps through our PT2 API's endpoints. And we will walk you through the first integration type, which is the PayTaps hosted payment page. For the purpose of this series, we have created a very simple Laravel project to walk you through the integration process. But feel free to follow the steps in this series with your own project, whatever the programming language or the frameworks used to integrate with PayTaps. So, let's get started. In this video, we are going to move to the next optional parameter, which is the user, or actually which are the user-defined parameters. So let's learn more about it. And before we start, make sure that you can find the full documentation for this part inside PayTap support portal under the article called the Hosted Payment Page API's Integration Manual. Now, we are heading to step 3 as usual, and inside step 3 over here initiating the payment, and we want to navigate to the next optional parameter, which is the user defined parameter. You can find the user defined parameter and all its details over here in the table, and to learn more about the user defined parameter we can check it over here. Now, the user defined parameter are not something for PayTap's use. The user defined parameters are actually a couple of parameters that PayTaps provide to you in the request, so you can point it or send it and receive it with the response to do any business flow of your own. So simply, you are given, let's say, 9 parameter or 9 keys that you can fill up these keys with whatever the values you want, and these values you will be receiving once the payment is done. You can make these values anything related to your order or maybe your customer. It's something totally optional for you. So let's try it over. We will come here inside the full request payload downside, and we want to create an object look like this. So we can move back to our code and we can get to generate the hosted payload over here, and we want to create the user defined object. And as you can see, I have created an object generator, the same one as the customer details, the shipping details one, to generate the user defined for us, and I will show it for you just now. So if we get up there to the user defined, you'll see how I have created a very simple function that takes a request, and from the request it takes the user defined parameters. Now, I have only sent in my request only 3 user defined to test it out. But before we start our testing, for the reason or for the purpose of this test, we will want to use something called the callback. Now, you will learn more about the callback in a future video, but for now I want to let you know that this callback is a way of receiving the transaction response, but it has all the transaction details, not like the return response. So here we will just create a callback, and we will make a very simple webhook link over here. You can check this webhook site. We will take this link to receive the response at it. We will paste it over here inside the quotation mark, and let's save it up. Now, once we get back to our payment page over here, or to our checkout page actually, let's reload it first, and let's fill it with our customer details, and give the shipping same as billing, and I will choose PayTaps, and normally we proceed to payment. Let's do our simple payment over here. I will choose this card. I will give my test CVV, I'll pay the amount. Please remember that these user defined are received, or you will receive, after the payment is done successfully. Now I have seen that the payment is done. This is the transaction reference. And if we get back to our webhook over here, you will see that you have received a callback response from PayTaps, which contain the user defined object. And as I told you, I have passed 3 user defined in my request and received it here. Now this user defined may contain whatever I want. For there I just passed an SKU, and I have just also passed the number of items, and I have passed a very simple name that could represent the customer name, for example. So this is simply the user defined, or what you need to know about the user defined, and you are free to use it as it suits your business. Now we are ready to move to the next optional parameter.